Hey y'all, it's CC Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Now there's only one reason I would have these cornrows. Well, they're actually flat twists, but y'all know what I mean. These braids in my hair, and that's because I am going to be installing a wig today. I'm going to be walking you guys through the process of how I do my glueless installs. I'm no pro or nothing, but I'm just going to show you guys as a beginner how I install my wig, so that, you know, if you're a beginner as well or you want to try installing your own, you can do that. We got a lot of info packed into this video, so stay tuned and let's get into it. I'm gonna start by pinning my hair up. If you guys see me looking down, it's because my mirror is down here, so don't mind that. Like, the installation, all that takes long enough, so I'm trying to get the cornrows or my hair flat as quickly as possible, like whatever works. So I actually made a TikTok about this, but I flat twist like my hair, and then when it gets to like the actual bottom part, I transition a flat twist into a braid. It's a lot quicker, it just gets the job done. So basically how I pin my hair up under a wig is I just take like the two outer braids, cross them, and I just try to pin like the braid in the gaps. So where these parts are is where I'm focusing on pinning the braid. Just with some bobby pins, I just kind of fold them up into these little parts. And this is basically what my hair looks like once I've pinned it up in the back. Now I'm gonna work on my ball cap. So I'm gonna start by taking my Got To Be Ultra Glued in the black tube and my edge brush, and I'm just gonna work on smoothing my edges as flat to the back as I can. You don't want any edges interfering or poking out of your ball cap, so I just try to make sure my hair is out of the way. Now I'm gonna put on my wig cap. This is the wig cap that came in the Unice hair box. I'm trying to like make sure that my hair is still scooped back. So I start on the front of my hair and take it back. Now you want your wig cap to be as flat as possible. So to get that, you don't want to stretch it over your nose. This looks very dangerous. Please do not hurt yourself. I'm just gonna take where like the eye is and cut that so that I can see. Just like that. I'm gonna cut my ear tabs out as well. Again, just be careful. So this is what we're working with so far. I'm gonna go in with my Got To Be freeze spray and spray it directly on like where my hairline is. So I'm not just aimlessly spraying it around. I'm gonna focus exactly where my hairline is, because my hairline, like right here, my edges come so much farther than like the rest of my forehead. So like installing wigs in general are just annoying because wigs are typically not built like that. So I really try to make sure that I follow the exact shape of my hairline. So as you guys can see, I sprayed the Got To Be along my hairline, and then the temples of my head kind of indent in. Low-key, the wig cap becomes transparent. You can see exactly where the Got To Be was sprayed, but it is not as transparent on the temples of my head because of how my head is shaped. So I like to hold it down a little so that the Got To Be can kind of adhere to the indents of my head. So once I've held that down for a little bit, I'm gonna take my blow dryer and just blow dry the got to be on a cool heat setting. Okay, and while my wig cap is drying, we're gonna get into this unit that I'm installing today. I really did the thing when I was plucking this wig, child. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm getting better, y'all. It actually came pre-plucked, which I feel like made it a little easier. This hair is actually bomb. Like, it's giving Beyonce. You can't tell me this is not giving Beyonce. I'm so excited to wear this one. But it's from Unice hair. It's giving, and I ain't even put it on yet. So I put some paper towels like around where I'm going to be applying the makeup on the wig. I'm just gonna take my powder, and since this lace is already a light brown, I'm gonna take my normal face powder instead of my bronzer. So I flipped the wig inside out on my wig head, and I'm just gonna take that same powder and put it all over the lace. So now that that is done, I'm gonna take some of my Got To Be Free Spray and just spray it over to set it. Now our wig is prepped and ready to install. Let's get back to this ball cap. So if you wanna know if your ball cap is ready to cut and if it's completely dry, if you just press your fingers on it and it's no tackiness, then you're good to go. If I cut it like this and I cut right where the glue ends, I'm gonna have a bit too much ball cap on for my liking. So I'm gonna take a cotton ball and just some water. And I'm gonna wipe kind of where the glue is, where I don't want it to be. Okay, now we're ready to cut. I'm just gonna take my shears. And again, if you have got to be way lower than you want it, you can just take a Q-tip or a cotton ball and just wipe it off. Okay, so I'm done cutting my ball cap. So what I did to get real precise with like my hairline was I used one of these smaller eyebrow scissors, and then I got, instead of a cotton ball to wipe off like the extra got to be glued, I used a Q-tip and some water. It took me a good 20 minutes. It's gonna take time if you want it to be precise, so just keep that in mind as well. So by this time you probably will have like dried up, half tacky got to be glued around your sideburns and your forehead and everything. So I'm just gonna take, I know a lot of people use alcohol, I just don't feel like that's necessary. I'm taking my cotton ball and some water, and it wipes it off perfectly fine. And especially if your skin is not the best, I got little bumps around my forehead naturally just because of my acne and stuff, so I'm not trying to rub alcohol on top of that. So girl, just get you some water. So once that's done, we can put makeup on our ball cap. I'm gonna mix my bronzer and the powder that I put on the actual wig. So I actually ended up taking some of my foundation, putting a dab of that on my hand, blending that through, and then putting some on the wig cap just to give me some more coverage, because the powder itself was not really giving what I needed it to give. All right, let's put this wig on, child. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my gosh, finally a wig that's not freaking too big for me. This lace is low-key kind of sore. See, it's hard adjusting wigs on my head because of the way my actual hairline is laid out. When you put your wig on, you want to make sure it's slightly in front of your wig cap. Okay, so I'm gonna start by parting my hair where I want it to be ported. Honestly, a part of installing wigs that I used to have a big problem with was making sure that it wasn't too far on my forehead or too far back. Like, I've definitely had experiences where I've installed wigs and I felt like that joint was right here, and then I put a joint all the way back here. Like, making sure that it's perfectly placed can really make or break it. I'm gonna go in, spray my free spray. I have my blow dryer on standby because I'm gonna work in sections, spray the perimeter of the wig with free spray. After spraying it, I'm gonna comb it because the free spray can get a little hard, so you don't want it to get too hard on you. So literally comb it back after you put the free spray on, and then blow dry that area on a cool heat setting. I actually want to cut off my ear tabs before I put my got2b on this section of my hair, just because I feel like it's less messy. You just want to be careful to not cut off, like if you have an elastic band right there or something. So I'm just cutting around my ear basically, and kind of feeling for where the lace is as I go, because I'm only trying to cut off the lace. I'm not trying to cut off any other part of the wig. So just kind of follow your ear, the shape of your ear. And then once you get to this blind spot area, just kind of feel where the lace is and only cut the lace. Because I definitely made the mistake of, don't cut your ear now, because that's what I almost did. But I definitely made the mistake of cutting off one of the, you guys know, like the adjusters that make it tighter in the back. I accidentally cut that off once when trying to cut off my ear tab, so. So I'm just gonna take a little scarf. I know the girlies are using elastic bands. I don't got one of those, so I'm just gonna use a small little scarf. And I'm gonna tie down that part. Whilst we wait for that to kind of set a little bit more, I'm going to actually define some of these curls a little bit more. Okay, so I just got done defining these curls. I just used some water and then this mousse from Texture My Way. I was gonna use a curl cream, but honestly, it doesn't even need it. I just used the mousse for like some hold, but with just water, the curls define perfectly fine. And I did want it a little fuller, so I didn't want to weigh it down too much. Now that that's done, I'm gonna pin the hair back again so that we can go and cut the lace. I'm gonna go in and kind of comb through the hair just to make sure none of it is like stuck down because of the got2b. I'm going to cut it kind of in sections. I'm gonna like go off and cut a slit right here and cut a slit right here. Take some water and kind of loosen it up a little bit. Work on cutting off this section first. So when you're cutting, you want to make sure you're moving kind of in zigzag motions with the scissors. And then where it comes down too much, I'm gonna put some water right there to loosen it up. That front section is done. Now I'm going to move on to the sides. Okay, y'all, so I finished cutting the lace. If you have like thick sideburns like me, honestly, I kind of leave some of my real sideburns out, and then I'll blend in like the actual hair with my real sideburns. So to help melt the lace into the skin a little bit more, I'm gonna take the tiniest bit of Got To Be, spray it right where we cut the lace, and then I'm going to blow dry it just for a little bit and then put my scarf back on top. I also need to wipe down my forehead because I can just see where that glue is sitting comfortably. So I got all the Got To Be off my forehead. I'm gonna take my hot comb this hair upwards a little bit. I'm actually gonna take some bronzer and kind of put it on the lace. I almost forgot about this step. It's so important though. I feel like it makes all the difference. I'm going to try to bring forward some baby hairs. Baby hairs on wigs is not my strong suit. Now I'm just gonna use my Lotta Body foam. Okay, that's one side of the edges done. I feel like I did pretty good. So I'm gonna try to duplicate that on this side and then come back. Okay, y'all, so my edges are done. It took a little minute, but they turned out pretty good, I think. I'm actually going to tie my scarf on it for a few minutes just to lay it down, and then I'll be back. It's only sat for like 2 minutes, but I don't feel like waiting any longer, so I'm just gonna take this off and hopefully be alright. I have this Flyway Tamer little stick. It's a mini one, and I'm just gonna kind of put this on this area that I want to kind of stay back. I'm gonna take some more of my bronzer and put it like up here. I'm gonna take some freeze spray on my fingers and kind of set this into place. My camera had died, so where I left off was just putting some foundation, the same Fenty foundation that I used on the bald cap. I just took a small little makeup brush and put it in this part. And then while my camera was charging, I got started on my makeup because I didn't want to come back and everything was done. I hate that. For the most part, we're done. We just need to kind of tame these flyaways. I'm just gonna hot comb that. Take some of this hair foam and kind of put it like right under what we just did. I'm literally just gonna spray some water on my hands and kind of run my fingers through like this section. It's this section specifically that is like very frizzy. I'm gonna take some Got To Be on my hands and just put it on top. Make sure that stays in place. So I'm gonna pop on my lashes and then come back to you guys once I'm all glammed up. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished look. Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed with this wig, y'all. Again, all the details on this unit will be in the description box. It's from Unice Hair. I'm hoping that this little install step-by-step was easy enough to follow along. If you are, let me know if you guys have any questions. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed how it came out. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.